Hey guys, this is Rocking3 bringing you another live commentary, Forza 5, and this is going to be a parts and tunes video. And this is actually a D-Class 2003 Celica, and the interesting part about it is actually a front-wheel drive. It is not a rear-wheel drive car, so it's really easy to drive. The person that I'm racing against, I actually don't know. That's not actually a rival of mine, but he is on the leaderboard. And I think he was about 500th place, so not too bad. He's got a Nissan 240 SX. I actually just quickly tuned this up this morning, and I've been really happy with the D-Class front-wheel drive cars. They're still pretty fast. They handle really well. You have to get used to the back end sliding out a little bit further around turns, but the fix is basically just slam on the gas, so it's not hard to control. The other thing I like about this car is I was able to lighten it up, so I thought it'd be fun to try these up hills, and you'll see I get to about 102, 103, but before I lightened up the car, it really wasn't climbing these hills very well. And I got 104, did we get 105? Yep, 105, touch 105. So climbing these hills, you do really well. You can see the guy is not too far behind me. But I thought I'd share a couple front-wheel drive tunes with you guys in the D-Class, just because they're so easy to drive. I've been making a lot of rear-wheel drive cars, so getting really soft with the brakes down here. I just kind of wait for this line to kind of start fading, and I just hammer it back down and make this last turn. So in the one full lap afterwards, we beat it by second, 1.7 seconds. Not too bad. All right, we'll see you guys over in the parts bin. Okay, and we're back. And just so you guys know, I ended up 250th on that lap, so that actually turned out pretty well. Considering that was just one full lap after tuning. That was actually the first time I ran that track today. So I'm going to go through here real quick to see if I have any changes. This is a standard front-wheel drive, so I didn't do any changes there. And not enough PI to do anything with the upgraded engine parts with everything else I had to do. Going through the engine parts, there's no upgrades here. I'll go ahead and just say that I did up the PI to the street flywheel. So that'd be the only engine upgrade. I have race brakes. I have the race suspensions. I'm going to go ahead and skip all these. Those will be race roll bars. And I have full roll cage. And this was the important part. I had to get the weight reduction down to help climb that hill a little bit. So I went to the middle one. I went to the sport weight reduction. I should have, nope, street clutch. Yep, no improvement there. Sport transmission. I had the middle sport driveline. That was the fill of the PI, and the race differential, of course. I originally had compound on here, but in order to get that weight reduction, I had to reduce it, and so I'm just on stock tire compound. Front wheel drive, I had max width on it. On the rear, we have max width. Made it really easy to drive. Pretty happy with that. Generally go with the heaviest wheels, and I did not. So now I have to find them. Nope. First ones. There we go. So I'm not sure what that weight is. I'm not sure how to find that one, but that is the NT03 plus M in the first set. You can do a weight equivalent for that. On the rim size, I went with the middle, the 245 18s. On the rear, went with the middle, the 245 18s again. Front wing, that's pretty standard for me. Now this one I actually did run without a wing for a while. You can see the PI went up about 8 points. Now the problem with this wing is that you actually, or not having a wing, is you actually lose the back end quite a bit, and it actually does slow you down. You just lose it too much. So again, I went with the rear wing, took off a lot of the downforce, but it made all the difference in the world, especially in those higher speed turns. And then just for fun, I actually ended up doing a side skirt here. That one, I think you can pretty much choose whatever you want, whatever look you want there. And no hood. Alright, so that is the parts, and I'm pretty happy with that setup. The car seems to be pretty fast. Okay, so on the tune side, we're going to go tires at 29. That's because I didn't have the full reduction on the rim size. I didn't have the largest ones. Didn't really play with the gears at all, so that's probably standard right out of the box for that sport. Went with the Moneyman 300 settings that he provided with me for the front camber. This -20 and -16 makes it real easy to drive. This 1 and 1 makes it turn in but yet stable. And then this 5.4, I started at 5. I moved that up to 5.4 because of the larger numbers up here. They are directly correlated. Anti-roll bars, 22.02 in the front and 16.01 in the back. That's probably pretty standard right out of the box. Spring is going to be a little bit softer. 614.1 in the front and 497.4 in the rear. And I didn't want to lower it too much, especially on that track, because you tend to bottom out a little bit on a couple of those turns. Went a little softer with the rebound stiffness at 8.1, started at 10 and 5. Went a little bit softer on both, so I have 8.1 and 4.4. The bump stiffness is probably a little bit high still, but I'm not too worried about that. I would say 5 and 2.5 would be a good starting point. If you find that the car is too soft, go ahead and increase that a little bit, but that would be helpful. 0 on the downforce on the front, and I went ahead and put 100 in the back just to double what I had in the front. You could probably take that out as well if you choose to make it a little bit faster in the long runs. Standard brake force for me, 53 and 110. I don't use ABS, keep that in mind. And acceleration is very low at 15 and 0. Again, I was very happy with the car. It's very easy to drive. Since I was able to climb those hills and accelerate fairly decently and end up 250th on that track, that makes me believe that it would also be a good multiplayer car as well as a lapping car. It will probably never break into the top hundreds of a leaderboard car, but again, it'll be very consistent and very easy to drive. Alright, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one. Later.